Today at Carving Fusion, I shall not know what to carve. I shall go to a beach, find a piece of driftwood, bring it home, and carve it. Huh? What? Hey, what's up? Lee, say hi. Say hi at Thou Shalt Carving Fusion. Maybe we should carve a cat today. I don't know. Okay, what's up? Here I am at my happy place. Some people have been here making some little forts. You can see one way back there. So, I was supposed to work today. All my buddies at work were texting me this morning and this and that. Like when I got cut from work yesterday. It's hard to explain, but when I don't want to work, I don't have to work. But my buddies were texting me, "Where are you? You need to be at work." Blah, 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 blah. But what my buddies don't know is that I was up till 3 in the morning from my injury. My processor's damaged, so I don't stop processing things. It keeps going and going. Because I got the TBI, traumatic brain injury. It goes and goes and goes. And I was just over processing things last night. I couldn't sleep, and it was actually a terrible night. So when I have terrible nights or terrible days, this is what I do. I come down here and do some beach combing. Try and find that special piece of wood to carve. It's all over the goddamn place. But you know, this channel is for carving, for beginning carvers. I started the channel because I had when I first started carving, I watched lots of YouTube videos and I couldn't find proper channels to find out what type of carving burrs, and because I was just wasting so much money. So I said I'm gonna make a channel once I get a little bit better and try and once I figure out all the tools that I want to use and all the burrs that I want to use. So that's what the channel is originally about. Carving burrs and what to use, and in my opinion, right? But the channel is also about self-help too. You know, I want to tell a little story about a friend of mine. He was my best friend for like 35 years. I'm 46 now. 35 years he was my best friend. Like my brother. You don't get any closer buddies. Like we were pals, man. We had each other's backs. I had my injury like nine years ago. His name was Ian. And you know, like after my injury, my life somewhat changed. I wasn't drinking and partying and doing crazy shit anymore. And Ian just kept on going that route. You know, we still talked every day in contact, but and this happened last year. I told him I was hearing weird shit about him and hearing things that he was up to and weird stuff that he was doing that I had wanted absolutely nothing to do with. So I told him, I says, "Ian, I can't talk to you right now because I'm dealing with my injury. It's more than anybody knows for me. It's hard to live life like this, but I'm doing it, and I'm doing it with who I can. But I can't be involved in your stuff and things you're doing." He said, "Fine." He goes, "I'll leave you alone." He didn't call me. He didn't bug me. He didn't do anything. Okay? And I heard he was doing some real bad stuff. He got into some real bad stuff. I don't know the details of it. But a month and a half after I told him I can't talk to him, my best friend for my whole life, he got murdered. Somebody murdered him. And that's what I was up last night, processing the whole situation. I can't stop processing it. You know, who has the right to take his life? I don't care what he did or how he did it, but who has the right to take his life? You know, I'm not saying anything negative here or anything. It's all supposed to be positive. But the old Geordie I probably would have found already. I probably would have found out already who murdered my best friend. I'm not gonna say what I would have done, but so anyways, this shout outs to my buddy Ian. I miss you, man, and you know, like, I'll see you again one day. And we all have mental issues, some way or some way, somehow or some other, right? Like, maybe not everybody. Maybe some people out there are perfect. You know, I'm not one of them. But you know, I've dealt to chose with my issues, my mental issues, and my injury myself. I think I've seen one shrink, one psychiatrist for my whole injury. I've dealt with it myself, trying to figure out the new Geordie, right? Because he's got the brain damage and things work different. So, if you got to see somebody, go see somebody, man. Go talk to somebody. Because after a while, your friends don't want to hear it. They're tired of the same old song and dance, like my buddies at work today. They don't want to hear that I had a rough night, you know? It's the same old song and dance to them because they don't realize what you're going through. And tell you the truth, they say they care, but, you know, anyways, get help. If you need help, get it. Save yourself. Find art. Let art find you, you know? Do things like beachcombing like I'm doing here today. I didn't know what to carve. I didn't feel like I want to carve another goddamn wood spirit, so I'm looking down for a piece of wood and maybe something can pop out to me in that piece of wood, you know what I mean? Look at all the pieces I got to choose from. And it's beautiful down here. Why wouldn't I want to be down here? It's not the hottest day. But this is my place. This is my healing. My carving is my healing. You guys try it. Try something like that. If you're having a bad day, a rough day, don't sit at home and dwell about it. Get the hell out of the house. Or go pick up a paintbrush, start painting, do something, man. Don't dwell on your problems, because it's not gonna solve anything fast. It's not gonna solve anything ever. You gotta deal with it. So let's find that special piece of wood, right? Let's find her. Look how thick this piece of bark is. Look at it on my hand there. It's like, what is this? I don't know, 3 inches. Look how thick it is. This is from an old Douglas fir tree. I'm in British Columbia, Canada. We got lots of Douglas firs here, but look at the size of this bark. How thick the goddamn thing is. I think that'll be going home with me. I don't like carving this stuff though, because it's like when you carve it, there's like fiberglass particles in there. It's itchy as hell. Oh, but this is a cool piece, man. It's not all rotten. These are cool pieces to carve too, like an old stump with some old root ends in there. Carve like a wood spirit in here or something, but it's too big for me to carve today. Have to wait for another day. Cedar, definitely cedar. You guys, you know, when you're doing beachcombing or something like that, the good way to tell the type of wood if you're unfamiliar with it, take a hatchet down. This is old, somebody gave up on this piece. But take a hatchet down, chip away at the wood. I forgot my hatchet. Or check the bark out. You know what I mean? You can take a piece of the bark home, know where the piece of wood is, study it, and I know this is cedar from the bark. It's kind of like stringy stuff, right? But that's the best way, in my opinion, is by the bark. Okay, let's keep searching. See this big piece here? See all the little wormholes in it? Just because those wormholes are on the outside doesn't mean the wood on the inside is not good. Also, bring a screwdriver down, jab the wood, make sure it's not punky wood. Like this, okay? This is a piece of punky wood. Let's see here. I don't know, whatever. Crap, junk. They're funny little birds. Hey, come here. Hey! Yeah. Funny little guys. You guys see all this gray wood here? It's all gray, bleached from the sun. Well, some of that wood has some beautiful color underneath of it. So take your time finding your piece to take home. Take a bunch of pieces. It's free. Best wood to carve is free wood, especially when you're a beginner. I don't even know what I want to carve yet. I'm waiting until that special piece pops out and says, "Take me home and carve me, Jordy." Take me home and carve me, Jordy. And don't worry about the cracks in the wood, guys. Incorporate the cracks into the piece or whatever. I think this might be Douglas fir. I'm not a big fan. These little guys are following me. I'm not a big fan of carving Douglas fir with my smaller hand tools because it's harder wood. But you know, I got different burrs for that stuff too, so thinking maybe about like I don't know. A lady sent me a message last night asking if I can maybe do a carving of an owl. So, but like maybe what about carving an owl inside here and making this piece, cutting the bottom with my chainsaw so it could stand up. That's crooked, right? I don't know. I'll think about it. I'll put it aside so I know it's there for when I walk back. Hey guys, look what I carved on the beach when I was here. A flounder. Pretty good job I did, eh? It looks pretty real. What do you think? Swim, fish. Swim. You know, when you're in the seaweed here, you know you're getting the fresh wash-ups. I just stumbled across this piece. Pretty nice piece of wood there. I don't know. I think it's cedar. Oh yeah, this is cedar. I think we might have a winner to take home and carve, guys. Cedar. Cedar. Okay. Look at all the... I've been down here 50 times already this summer, so I'm kind of waiting for the new winter storms to wash some new wood in. But you know, like if I come down here I can find different pieces to carve for different things, right? Small little burl. That's a nice slab of cedar right here. That old knotty thing. No. Could it be? Holy Jesus. For the love of God. It's Western yew wood. And I just found it on the beach. Or Pacific yew wood or something like that. You guys, this is my favorite wood to carve in the world. Look at the two colors. This is the pith wood or water wood on the outside. And it's nice and orange in here. Sometimes you'll get some purple streaks through here too. The older the tree, you'll get that. But this is very dense wood. Look, you can't even see the wood rings. They're so tight. This branch is probably from like a 500,000-year-old tree. But I didn't find this here. I placed it. I was thinking about doing a carving on this piece of wood today with my different type of burs to show you guys the burs that I use for hardwood. But I don't know. We'll see when I get home. I'm gonna head home here, but look how beautiful this color of the wood is. It's my favorite. Those are saw marks going across there, but if you look close, you can see the grain. It's so tight, and this stuff sounds so nice, guys. They say that the yew wood is poisonous wood. So you have to wear a mask when you carve it. It's good to wear a mask when you're doing any carving, sanding or whatever, right? But also there's been some reports I read online about yew wood because I love it so much. I've done lots of research. They say it's an old cure for cancer. So who really knows? I wear a mask when I carve it, but if it's gonna kill me, it's gonna kill me. Something needs to kill me. You know, and if I'm carving this stuff and I die, at least I'm happy when I die. So let's get home and start carving. Oh yeah, okay, so this is the other wood that I got here. Okay, I got, this is called coffee wood. It looks like metal and plastic, but it's green and metal and plastic, and it's coffee wood, okay? But yeah, so this is a nice piece I showed you guys earlier. Might be able to carve an owl in there or something. This is a nice piece of cedar too, just a nice little thin plank to carve like a inspirational saying or something on it. I don't know, it's just a good piece of wood. And this is a nice piece of cedar, really old cedar. I believe it's cedar, I think. But it's got burned from an old fire on it. So when you got the burn marks, the wood's already cleaned up from the fire. So it's a pretty clean piece of wood already. I know I'll be doing a wood spirit on this guy, or maybe one or two or three, but today is maybe gonna try carving it. Oh, I don't like carving them, but we gotta mix it up, so maybe I'll do an owl on this piece here. So anyways, we'll see you when I get set up to carve. Coffee wood. Uh-oh. 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 What the hell? 75 bucks before taxes? That's wrong. Wrong. Way wrong. Uh-oh. Okay guys, so here's the piece that I chose to carve owl in today, and we can carve whatever we want around the owl. So it's going to be an owl kind of like in a tree nook, I guess. I'm going to carve it. It's going to be deep. It's fairly thick. It's like 2.5 inches. I believe it's cedar. I'm not sure yet, but we'll find out once I start carving it. So let me get set up here and start carving. You guys, I just want to take another few minutes just to talk about my friend Ian that was murdered. Like, I didn't bring it up to, it's supposed to be a positive thing, right? How I deal with my problems. But I want to tell you another little story about it. So about a month ago, I'm walking out of the Rona store, just getting some carving supplies or whatever, some stains or whatever. And as I'm walking out, and I'm all in my dirty clothes and stuff like this little punk, like a younger kid, like a gangster like looking type dude, or wannabe gangster type dude, he looks right at me, takes a drag from his cigarette, walking past me, shakes his head and starts laughing. I'm like, what? In my head, I'm like, what the hell? What's he laughing at? And I turn around and look at him. He turns around at me, stops, turns, look right at me, looks at me, starts laughing. Puts his head down to the ground, shaking his head. Me, I want to say, I've always been the type of person, I've never backed down from nothing. Ever. You know, win or lose, I never back down. So, as I've changed my life and I don't want violence or drama or anything, that kind of stuff anymore, I've gotten rid of all of it. I try my best. I don't want to be involved with it. I say to the little punk, I say, pardon my language, it says, you got a fucking problem. And I know as soon as I said that in my head, I'm like, okay, it's on now. It's on, Jordy. He goes, actually, yeah, I do. And I said, well, what's your problem? We're about 10 feet away. I go, well, what's your problem? He goes, well, you're Jordy, right? I says, yeah, I'm Jordy. He goes, well, I'm Ian's best friend. I look at him, I go, you're Ian's best friend, eh? He goes, yeah, I was Ian's best friend. I said, how long were you Ian's best friend for? He goes, a long time. I go, if you were Ian's best friend for a long time, how come I don't know who the hell you are? He goes, well, I know who you are. I'm like, yeah, so what? So what? I'm like, do you want to talk? Come over here, let's talk. And in my head, I took him aside my car, my 4Runner, and I took him where nobody's going to see anything. So I took him there and I says, come here. I says, follow me. I took him there and I says, so what's your problem, buddy? And his attitude changed. He was kind of like a big, huge 500-foot giant when he was looking at me shaking his head. But all of a sudden he turned into a little mouse. Little tiny mouse. I said, so you tell me what your problem is. He goes, well, you didn't do anything to help Ian. And I go, pardon me? He goes, you didn't do anything to help Ian when he got killed. Or before he got killed. And Ian told me that. And I'm like, and that second that he said that, I wanted to grab him by the throat and destroy him. I so badly did. I was so angry. I've never been so angry in my life. In my life, I've never been so angry. And I just said, don't do it, Jordy. Don't do it. Even in high school or elementary school, I wouldn't meet after school to fight. I'd fight on the spot in the hallway in front of the principal's office. I think I even got into a fight in the principal's office with the other kid that we were arguing with, and we got called in. I think I got in a fight in the principal's office because I don't have any patience for bullshit. So anyways, I said, buddy, do you know who you're talking to? I've been Ian's best friend for 35 years, and what right do you tell me that I didn't do anything to help my best friend? I says, I don't know who the fuck you are. You say you were Ian's best friend. I take it you're only his best friend for a month. But what about that other 35 years in his life? Who was there for him? Who helped him? I did. So don't you sit here and tell me I didn't help my best friend. Now be on your way. Just go away. I'm done talking to you. And you're lucky that's all I'm doing is talking. He's like, whoa, but. I said, no buts. I'm like, go away. We're done here. That story, guys, and he walked away like a little tiny mouse. But that story, guys, is another example about how I've changed my life. Yeah, when I drove home from that conversation, I bawled my eyeballs out, man. I cry lots thinking about my friend. And, he's taken away. He's gone. He must have done something really bad. I don't know. That's not my issue, and I don't want to know. But, it sucks for me because I told him a month and a half earlier before he got murdered I can't talk to him, and maybe I could have helped him. That's the thing that goes off in my head. Maybe I could have helped him. But he's gone now. And, me grabbing that guy by the throat and throwing him 100 feet across the parking lot and just pounding on him would have helped. It would have done nothing. People would have heard about it, and people would have said, oh yeah, there's Jordy. Jordy's still Jordy. I walked away. And that's another thing that I do to improve my life. To stay away from violence, and that's what I mean by staying away from drama. I avoid it like the plague. I've had too much of it in my life. I'm not saying, oh, poor me, oh, poor me. Lots of the drama that I've had and things I've done in my life have been my own problems. I've never blamed anybody else. But anyways, guys, I'm just babbling on here too long, so we're going to carve this owl. I'm going to make another video of it because this video is way too long now. You guys, I hope you don't think any of this talk was negative, because it's not. It's all positive. It's all how I try to improve my life. And I want to show you something that I found in the dollars in the thrift store. Look at this guy. That's all. What do you call this guy? But I think it was like $3. I wish there was a signature on it. But this is old wood carving. He did it by chisels too, so I had to buy it. At Sally-Ann, $3 I think it was. Look how simple the carving is, but look how cool it is. What's this guy's name? He's a famous old character that lived in the woods. I can't think of his name. Anyways, He's got his cowboy jacket on there. Let's carve this owl in the next video, and I'm going to start working on it right now, so hopefully today we can upload the video. The video title will say, Driftwood Owl Carving. Okay, guys, sorry for about babbling, and I hope it makes sense to you guys how I've helped my life. You can do the same too.